Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the transit south node making a sextile or trine to one's natal ascendant. Now, this transit may manifest in what you're going away from, your past, what you're naturally proficient in, and things that may be affecting you to your detriment, being in harmony, with your vitality, your appearance, your outer demeanor. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. I'm not saying that your things, something that may be affecting you to your detriment, is going to affect your appearance and vitality in a positive manner. What it basically, the way I see this transit, how it can be expressed, is that if something is affecting you to your detriment, you have the vitality, the energy to deal with it at this time, that it likely will not have much impact on your appearance. The thing is, or even how your outer demeanor at this time, and it's also having that energy and vitality to get away from something that may be affecting you adversely. If you have, say your natal ascendant is in Taurus, like mine, that's having that, that strong, latent, energy behind those fabled powers of endurance that Taurus rising people can have. And it's really the ascendant is in Leo. I mean, Leo rising can have near inexorable energy, and they could be simply nearly indefatigable. They just don't get tired that easily, and that's probably a vast understatement. But anyway, this is a time with this transit, and also what you may feel you're naturally proficient in at this time. Now this it's something that you have your vitality, your energy for at this point in time, and you have a positive outlook in matters regarding these things. If you have your first, one thing I want to state is that the transit of the south node, of course, it doesn't supplant or replace your natal south node placement. Natal south node placement is there during time of your life. Of course, you're supposed to be getting away from it around age 30, 35 or so, but the south node energy does stay with you at least to some degree during the course of your life. But the south node, what's going on with the transit, it's something that may be affecting during this point in time when you have the transit. Now, the thing about this is as well, it's also a time when this transit does take place. It can be people that are prominent in your past can be auspicious and beneficial toward new beginnings. If you have your natal ascendant in Aries, those new beginnings may include the military or firefighting, welding, arson investigation. You could be doing something with combat sports. Some examples, and the ascendant is what the qualities you naturally express. So the thing about it is, if there's anything, again, going back to the fact that there's anything negative or adverse affecting you in your life, it's not really, it's less likely to impact the general, the energy, which is the ascendant, which you naturally express, those, your outer demeanor, how you come across to others, and that first impression. And people that were prominent in your past may be more in agreement and harmony with what you're presenting now. And even if they weren't so much in the past, the people that were prominent in your past may be more in agreement, maybe more compatible with that energy that you're projecting outwardly, which is the ascendant. And also too, it's also a time as well that it could be a good time in matters pertaining to your past, and people that were from your early childhood. The ascendant is associated with the early childhood. The south node is the past. So this could actually be auspicious and favorable transit for matters pertaining to those people that were from the past. And it's also a time where the energy that is connected with the transit of the South Node can be making a very good blending with your ascendant. If you have Virgo and Scorpio involved in, say, a sextile aspect, it can be a good blending of that Virgo, the analytical ability, and Scorpio can be connected with astrology, looking deep, being able to discern, see, look for details, and maybe even be able to investigate. That could be like a good transit aspect for somebody, that's, say, working in forensics or some kind of investigation. If you have Virgo and Scorpio energy involved in the transit, as an example. And another thing too, in the things, the South Node, again, can be connected with what you're naturally proficient in. And again, like I stated before, it doesn't supplant or replace your natal placement, but these may be, this might be energy, the qualities you can, something that you're seeing at this point in time, you're finding out about, that you can just naturally do, at least during the time, of this transit, and having, just making a positive aspect to the ascendant, having that energy and vitality to actually do it. This is if the transit South Node is in Capricorn, say, it can be something, just being more structured, disciplined, consistent, and doing something that may be regimented, or even something that could be Capricorn related, such as accounting or something with business or politics or the government, information technology, as some examples. And this also can be, a time, where you can do, it can be a positive time to getting away, again, from things that might be affecting you negatively, getting away from, it could be people, that were prominent in your past, and maybe that were not, might have been affecting you negatively, and being able to focus on, ascendant related matters of physical body, beginnings, just more things pertaining to the self at this time. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be self-centered, or just being dominated by self-interest, but it is a good time to be able to get away from something that might not be having the most positive impact on you, and being able to do things more related to the self, going back to the natal ascendant in Taurus as an example. Those things could be connected with finance, or gardening, cultivation, geology, architecture, something with banking, anything that could be related to Taurus energy. So anyway, well, another way this transit could be expressed and could manifest, it could be very positive, for going away from, which is the South Node, and it could be something negative, and also the negative, maybe the negative characteristics of your outer demeanor, which is the ascendant. Now let's go to, let's say, for example, the natal ascendant is in Libra. It could be, some ambivalent, indecisive qualities, or being, putting on a superficial charm, just to be able, to embrace, ingratiating yourself with others, just to maybe improve, your social status, your stature in life, as some examples. And it can also be a time, when you have this transit, it can be auspicious to do something that you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node, and have the energy and vitality, which is the ascendant, to do it. Now, if the transit South Node is in Leo, as an example, it could be, those things you might feel, this natural ability or being proficient in. Could be acting, it could be something connected with entertainment, it could be party planning, as some examples. It could be, doing something, that are, that's associated, with children, or even creativity, as some examples. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, Now, another thing is that people prominent in your past, which is the South Node, can be more again in harmony and agreement with the qualities you naturally express, which is the Ascendant. If the natal Ascendant is in Virgo, as an example, it could be very meticulous qualities, being very proper, scrupulous, punctual, being very punctilious with details, analytical, as some examples. And this could also be a time where it's propitious to leave behind, which is the South Node, something in order to pursue new beginnings, which is the Ascendant. Let's say, for example, the natal Ascendant is in Scorpio. Those new beginnings may include locksmithing, psychology, the occult, which includes astrology, something with billing, coding. It could be working as a surgeon, a coroner, a mortician, as some other examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.